So, what makes me cranky about Jack Reacher Never Go Back? Well, other than the title being really awkward to say for some reason, I'm gonna go with evil paramilitary corporations who think the best way to cover up their crimes is to leave a trail of bodies all over the place. Not only is this trope absolutely played to death, it gets dumber every time I see it. In this one, our evil corporation starts out by murdering the 2 US soldiers who are sent to Afghanistan to investigate their shady activities over there. But they don't even bother to try and make it look like the investigators died in the line of duty or something. They just have their requisite ex-spec ops psychopath take the 2 soldiers off all alone, where he promptly executes them with an American gun in the back of the head. Guy didn't even bother to bring an AK. Over the course of this movie, this guy kills at least a half a dozen people that have absolutely nothing to do with this, including 2 Washington, D.C. police officers. He doesn't even bother to clean up all the DNA and fingerprints he'll have left all over the place during his fight with Jack Reacher. I mean, it's not like somebody's going to investigate that, find some of that evidence, and feel compelled to ask some uncomfortable questions of his employer, right? His trope is just stupid and I'm tired of it. Corporations don't hire assassins to kill investigators and then frame the person who sent the investigators for the murders. They hire really good lawyers to argue whatever shady shit they've been doing is totally legal, or they bribe somebody in the government to make it legal. Just look at the Clinton Foundation. You don't see Hillary Clinton having the FBI investigators murdered and framing the FBI director for it. She just sends her husband to talk to the Attorney General and it goes away. Because when you frame somebody like Agent Maria Hill of S.H.I.E.L.D., aka Kobe Smulders, she's inevitably going to have a friend who isn't going to take that lying down. And if that friend is action movie Tom Cruise, you know she'll get away since he's the king of movie running. At least this movie spares us the computers are magic trope, where the evil corp would have hacked a police database and somehow erased all the evidence of 2 cops randomly getting murdered in a public restaurant. In fact, having this trope broken was one of the best parts of this movie. Reacher and Hill even do the whole, let's go to the internet cafe and I'll log into my government account and see what's up thing. And lo and behold, somebody actually locked an ex-employee's account for once. Basic common sense security protocols work. Who knew? Speaking of not knowing things, the trailers for this movie are a little deceptive. One of the cooler aspects of the trailers was that it looked like Reacher was basically going to hunt down and murder Maria Hill's accusers until they cleared her name. But even the line about him going out hunting is a composite of 2 unrelated bits of dialogue. This is just your standard break out of jail and try to clear your name while on the run from an evil version of the hero flick. The only twist to it is that they throw a random 16-year-old girl into the mix to give Reacher and Hill somebody else they have to look out for. On the one hand, her presence does add a little humor since it creates an awkward family dynamic between our 3 main characters, and that's fun. But on the other hand, she's basically just there to do stupid things that allow them to pad this movie out for another hour. You could cut her out of this entirely and have a much shorter and slightly more generic action flick than it is. The action's pretty generic too, but it's visible and brutal, so it works well enough. It's helped by the fact that everyone is human enough to get hurt. At one point, Reacher and the bad dude fall off a roof and they're actually knocked out for a bit as opposed to just hopping up and continuing the fight like nothing happened. Other than little things like that though, you've seen all of this done before and done better. Probably in another Tom Cruise movie too. So you're better off waiting until this comes on TV or something unless you're really desperate for something to watch this weekend. If you are, it's not an unpleasant time at the theater, just mostly a forgettable one. But that's what I thought of Jack Reacher Never Go Back. If you've got some thoughts, drop them in the comments below. And if you like my videos and subscribe to my channel, I will try and make sure that my people try really hard to avoid killing you while chasing my enemies around the country.